Greetings, heretics, to another episode of Mutant Chronicles Siege of the Citadel by Modiphius Entertainment. Just to catch up a little bit from last episode, I didn't end the round. I just finished killing a Recede. As he's no longer adjacent, this door would then close, and then we go to the final activation of Selena Kingsfield. So what I've decided to do here is come into here, 1, 2, 3. That's her first action, and the next action, she's got 3 moves left. She comes to here because she's a tech. The door disappears. You don't draw a door card, which you would do if you were another Doom Trooper. You draw this, and well, it would have actually been the door opens. Won't bother reshuffling those because I'm not going to go through that other door, I don't believe. So that was 1, 2, 3. And because it's a corporation model ending a turn where we have a draw card, we'll be drawing a Legionnaire cohort, and we will be placing him on G3. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3. So we spawn another ugly in there. And that will be the end of round 1. So our valiant Doom Troopers have made it fairly well in on their first round. Next we come back to the shuffling of these tokens to ascertain who gets to go first. Right, so the first token drawn is Imperial, which is quite handy. Right, just going to have a little bit of a think. Whilst pondering what to do, I'd place the token to show that we've arrived on this board, and I shuffled the AI deck. So, being Imperial, we're going to start with Selena. She went last, now she's going to go first. She's going to move 1, 2, 3. Which means she ends a move on the board. So we take the top reinforcement card, which is a rather friendly Centurion cohort. He will be going down on F7. So A, B, C, D, E, F, 7. Should be here. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So he goes down there, and she will then go 1, 2 to there to hold some cover. Edward Murdoch is going to be going 1, 2, 3. And minimum range 2 for his gun, so we will shoot at the Necro Mutant, which is a little bit further away. So, and again, his weapon uses all 3 dice, and the level card tells us that those 3 dice are white. So 3 white dice. We only get 1 success, and the Necromutant has a white save dice. So if this comes up a hit, he survives. If not, we get to take him off. And it's a white, so off he comes. Necromutant is worth 2 promotion points. So we got to 6 for the Imperial, and that is the end of their turn. And now we draw another token, which is capital, which is quite fortuitous. So Mitch, seeing that the Imperial Doom Troopers were rushing ahead valiantly, or foolishly, he decides that it's time for the capital to get some kills in. So he's going to do a special close combat specialist move, which is if he ends a move adjacent to an enemy, he can then do a close combat attack, but with an extra white dice, as it's classed as a charge. But as he comes on board, he will reveal the last one of these. And we have another Necromutant, and he will be spawning on F6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't we just kill one from virtually 2 lines down? So we go to the close combat attack. We get Mitch's normal 3 dice, because again, close combat weapon with 3, and the level dictates that they're white, and +1 from the charge action. We get 2 successes, and the weedy Undead Legionnaire just expires. Only worth 1 promotion point, but still, it's a start. Big Bob lowers his plasma carbine at the newly spawned Necromutant and begins to open fire. Bob has 3 white dice, and if he doesn't succeed, he will do a special action called Concentrated Fire, which will add 1 extra dice, which, thankfully, it's handy to have that rule, because that's 3 white. If he doesn't make it with this shot, we can actually use a Doom Trooper card to give him an extra action, and then he'd end up with 5 white dice. Let's hope 4 is enough. So we've got 3 hits, come down to Necromutants, and they have a 1 armor dice, but even if he saves 1, he's definitely an expired Necromutant. And he is worth 2, bringing the corporation capital up to 3 to Imperial's 6. And with that, it's the end of round for capital, which means that Dark Legion is the only one left to go. First, we draw the event card for this round, and we have Temporary Defensive System. The defense system of the Citadel is triggered. The Dark Legion player targets 1 Doom Trooper figure in any sector and attacks them with 3 black dice. Doom Trooper defense and armor checks apply. First up, we draw a AI card, and this will tell us that it's going to be on the south board, which means we don't have to differentiate between the other 2, because in here we've got Mitch and Edward. It's just in here there is only 1 character. So the ambitious Selena is hit by a trap of 3 hits. We come over to here and it shows that we have 1 white dice to try and mitigate one of these hits, and we don't. Selena's health drops by 3 points. She's down to 2. The next part of the card is reinforcements. Draw as many force cards as there are corporation players. So, first card drawn is a Necromutant cohort, and he will be going east or west, depending on the card drawn. and he'll be going west. And in the west corridor, he will be spawning on C4. So we come over to here, C4. Next card drawn is a Centurion, and he will be going on the east side, and we'll be spawning him on F1. Please ignore those 2 steps, they just appear on the tokens, they don't spawn like the cards on the board. Next we draw an AI card to decide which one of these 2 cards is going to be done, and it's the south card. So this is a Reside, and he will be spawning on D7. So A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they both are blocking the terminals. We need to take photos to complete this mission. Just to acknowledge a misstep, on the reveal a face down force card, you identify the sector that is nearest to the Doom Troopers, including any that are currently on and still contain force cards. You only need to use the compass system if you need to identify which one if you've got multiple tiles. So sorry again, just making sure that all the rules are recorded properly, even if I address mistakes that I have made. It's also been noted in the FAQ that Dark Legion tokens are the ones you actually use to identify which models you've activated. So, as such, there's no real need to determine order. You just pick a creature and reveal what it's going to do. So I'm going to start down here with the freshly spawned Reside, and he is going to, as there's no Doom Trooper adjacent, he's going to move towards the closest Doom Trooper. 1, 2, 3, and then for his second action, if Doom Trooper is adjacent, he's not. If not, move towards closest Doom Trooper. Okay. 1, 2. Place the token to show that he's gone, and then I'm going to do the 2 actions for this Centurion down here. He's not adjacent, and he's got no visible, so he's going to move towards as well. 1, 2, 3. And for his second action, it's going to be move. 1, 2, 3. Because Dark Legion can move through their own as well. Right. Next, I'm going to draw for this Centurion. He's not going to be able to shoot anyone, so he's going to move. 2, 3. And surprisingly, the next one's going to be the same. 1, 2, 3. These 2 essentially moved up. Next I'm going to do the Necromutant here. He's not going to attack him because he isn't there, but there is a Doom Trooper that's visible, and it's within 16 squares, which is the range of all Dark Legion troops. So, as both Doom Troopers are from separate corporations, we then use the AI to draw until we get a capital or an Imperial token. So he's going to shoot at Mitch. We come down to here and find the Necromutant shooting is 2 red dice. Gets 2 hits. Mitch can make a armour check, and he loses 2 points, bringing him down to 3. For his second action, he's going to shoot, and again it's going to be the same thing, drawing until We shoot at Mitch again. And they're both misses. Dark Legion gain a promotion point for each wound caused. So at the moment, they've got 5 promotion points. Next to act will be the Necromutant behind. The Necromutant's already turned. And he's not adjacent to a Doom Trooper. He can't draw line of sight from the centre of his base to the centre of this base without going through the Necromutant, so he's blocked. So he's actually going to have to move. And then he is going to do his second action, which is move. So that's his action done. And then the final Necromutant at the back here is going to shoot. Well, can he actually draw? Well, he can shoot because the centre line goes to the centre line and doesn't touch the other Necromutant's base, and he's just within range. So Mitch is going to be getting shot at again. Two red dice for shooting, and it's nothing. Second action, it's going to be shoot again. This time we get 1 hit, and Mitch's deflection, no. So he takes another point of damage, and the Dark Legion promotes more. That's the end of round 2. So at the end of 2, I've cleaned all the tokens up, I've shuffled the AI deck, and it's still fairly close, but Porcelina looks like to be in the spot of bother, but I think we might be able to get her out. So we come to the dreaded, turn the tokens over, shuffle. And then the first flip gives us capital. Severely wounded Mitch decides that charging his Necromutant is the thing that should be done. So he gets his 3 white dice plus 1 extra for charging. He gets 1 hit, which is enough for a Necromutant as long as he doesn't make his save, which he does. So poor Mitch was fairly ineffective there. Bob's going to swing around, seeing the threat of this Centurion, and remembering that he has explosive ammo, so he gets 4 white dice anyway. Paid you 2, you better use it. Again, we only get 1, and a Centurion needs more than 1. So, fearing that, we will concentrate fire and chuck all 5 white dice at it this time. And we get the 2 that we need, and there's no save. Centurion is worth 3 promotion points. Bringing capital up to 7. Now we have to draw the next card. Which is Imperial, which is really rather lucky. So, because we're blocked, we go down to 2 moves when we're adjacent to a monster, Dark Legion creature. So Selena is going to 1, 2, and 1, 2, and I'm going to spurn this card's usage and give her an extra action, bring her onto the desk ready for next turn. Edward is going to 1, 2, 3, and then shoot into the back of that Resede and hope that the dice behave. So we get 2 hits. A Resede needs 2 hits, but the Resede also gets a white dice. And it comes up blank, taking Mr. Resede out. We come down here and we are promoted. 6 plus 4. So we immediately level up to level 2. These 2 bits don't count for here, but we now gain a red dice. So it's to round 3's Dark Legion turn, and the event card for this turn is Dark Influence. Dark Legion and Dark Symmetry briefly synchronise. The Dark Legion player may take up to 2 extra actions during their turn. Extra actions can be assigned to any of their creatures even after that creature has completed its activations for the turn. Draw force cards equal to number of corporation players. So the first draw is going to be a Necromutant. Flip the card to see where. So it's going to be north and then east. So it will actually be over here. So bring him to there, and then the next card is a Legionnaire cohort. He is going to be going south, which doesn't equate here, but east. So at least they're going to the right side. I think the best way of enacting this event card would be to move all of the Dark Legion and then see where those 2 extra actions would be most advantageous, like a normal Dark Legion player. So the last card to be revealed will be a Centurion cohort, and he will be going on to D2. I moved these 2 on the right off camera because they literally could move. Then started this Centurion who's moved to here, and then realised that he could actually shoot Big Bob. So draw the next card, which is a move or a close combat. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So that's him activated. I'm then interested to see what this Centurion does here. So I'm going to draw for him. He's going to move towards the closest Doom Trooper. So that's going to be poor old Robert. 1, 2. So we're adjacent. And then you can't shoot him. So then he's going to attack him. So Centurion, close combat, only has 3 white cards. 3 white dice, sorry. And he fumbles them. Next we have the Necromutant versus Mitch. is going to attack. So Necromutant's close combat dice are 3 white. We get 2. We've got to go for armor check, which he makes. They block each other out. This one is actually blocked by a defense value, which I actually forgot that the Doom Troopers have as well. So I've brought Mitch back up to 3, and same with Selena, because their hits should have ignored one of those damage. Second action for the Necromutant is going to be straight into the attack again. So get the 3 dice, and there's nothing, which is lucky for Mitch. I do this Necromutant, who's probably going to be harrying poor Bob, and he's going to move. Second action is undoubtedly going to be an attack. So get the 3 white dice, and we get 2 hits. Bob rolls for deflection and doesn't get any, so he does take 1 point of damage. Next we go for this Necromutant, and he's going to swing at something that isn't there, so he's then going to be moving towards the closest. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to shoot at Bob. Necromutant gets the 2 red dice in shooting. Causes 1. Bob deflects it with his armour, and it wouldn't go through because of his armour defence. I moved him up off camera because the first one was a move and the second one was a close combat move, so he went. And I really think that I will do at least the first action of close combat against Mitch. So Necromutant, 2 red dice, 2 hits, armour, so he takes another point of damage, brings him down to 2, get a nice little point there, and then the second action from this is going to do the same thing, and it does, causing yet another wound. Now Mitch is down to 1 health left, which is very curious at the end of turn 3. Beginning a fall. Do the old shuffle-a-roo and draw the first card, which is Capital. So we're going to start with Mitch. He's getting fed up with being turned into a pincushion, and he's going to try slapping that Necromutant. Gets in for 2. Shield. Oh well. Brings it down to 1 hit. He's then going to do a second attack. Getting nothing. Now we're going to use a Doom Trooper card to give him another attack, and it all comes up white. Okay, Bob, don't let us down. Bob's going to back off 2 because he's in adjacent to a Doom Necromutant, and then he is going to shoot with his 4 dice, and I don't care what the guy's got. That's going down. He is not going to be saving from that. Which again gives them 2 points. And we've already used our card, so it's on to the next turnover. So you're out the way. I fixed in a good way, not that I actually fixed it, but that's quite interesting. So for one action, Selena is going to take a photo and upload it. So the mission is completed, but it has a timer, and I believe you play on until the timer runs out, unless the mission says otherwise. She'll then move 1, 2, 3. Then I will activate Edward. He is going to go 1, 2. That's a range of 2, and he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot with 1 red and 2 white because he's level 2. He only gets 1 and he needs 2. Spend a Doom Trooper card to give him an extra attack, and we still only get 1. So down to the Dark Legion's draw. The event is Dark Energy Wave. A wave of dark symmetry sweeps through the Citadel. All Dark Legion creatures may reroll 1 combat dice of the Dark Legion's choice. We're making a firearm attack. This lasts the duration of the turn. Interesting. So we draw reinforcements. First one is a legionary cohort, and he is going to be spawning on the west side, and then the second one, and we get the Praetorian Stalker, and he's going to be going on the east side. We start with the Centurion. He's going to attack in close combat, which he isn't adjacent to anyone, so he's going to shoot Robert. Centurions have 4 white dice. Shooting. Gets 2 hits. He's allowed a reroll. He gets 2 hits. Let's see if we can make an armor check, which we don't. So Robert loses a wound. And again, reinforcement point. And the second action is going to be shoot. See, he only gets 1, but he's got a reroll. Gets 2, so armor roll, and Robert loses another wound. That's him done. The Necro Mutant is in a close combat with Mitch. He will eventually get to attack and misses, and then his second action is going to be combat. It's not shooting, so there's no rerolls. I will roll it for completion this day, but the defense value saves him. Next we'll do the Necro Mutant that's there. He's going to move towards the closest target. That's 3. And his second action is going to be shoot, but it's an if non-adjacent Doom Trooper where there is an adjacent Doom Trooper, so he's going to attack. And obviously it'd be Mitch. And misses. Next we go with the Centurion, and he is going to shoot. So he will be shooting at Bob. 4 dice, 2 hits. I will do a reroll, so that's 3 hits, and then armour. So Big Bob takes 2 points of damage, and his second action is going to be attack. He can't attack because there's nobody adjacent, so he's going to shoot at Bob again. And reroll. No, so no need to do anything further there. And then we go for the Necromutant at the back. He's moving. And he's moving. The Legionnaire at the back there. He's going to shoot, he hasn't got line of sight. And yeah, move. Legionnaire here. He can't shoot, so he will move. 3. And then his second action will be to shoot Bob with 3 white dice. It's just a lonely grunt. We'll give him a reroll, and he won't do anything there. The Necromutant behind him will move. And move. Yeah. And then the Stalker is going to move and move. And that is the end of round 4. At the beginning of the final round, it's looking precarious for Capital. Both Mitch and Big Bob are down to, I know, Mitch is down to 1 wound, Big Bob's got 2 wounds. Selena's down to 3, as is Robert, but the mission has been completed. It just behooves us to make sure that we get at least 1 character each alive. So, beginning of 5. Let's spin these around. Right, first is Imperial. So we'll start with Robert, and he will be going to shoot the Centurion, and to shoot him good. No, he doesn't shoot him good. Second action, I'll take as a concentrated fire, so I get an extra white dice. No, I'm a fool. Take that back. And 2 white dice and a red dice. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Gaining 3 experience. Selena is then going to activate, and she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to burn my last Doom Trooper card to perform a trap attack, which over here is a tech attack off of her tentacle arm, range of 2, maximum range of 3, and it's 3 dice, which is 2 white and a red because we're level 2. And she's going to perform that on this Necromutant there. We get 2 hits. Necromutant has 1 armour and he dies, getting an extra 2 points for Imperial, And that is it for Imperial, turn 5. Next drawn is the Dark Legion. So the final mission event card is Necro Frenzy. A wave of necro energy pulsates through the Citadel. All Necrometers and Centurions are allowed 1 extra action during this turn. So we need to draw reinforcements cards. First is a Centurion, and he will be spawning in the east. And the second one is a Sentry cohort, and this is made up of 1 Centurion or 2 Legionnaires. We'll go with 2 Legionnaires just because weighted numbers. So they will be spawning in the west. First Necro meeting against Mitch. First attack does 1. Next card gives him 2. And that is Mitch cut down in his prime. He can take a third action, which will be to hit Big Bob. And that does nothing. The Necromutant that's engaged with Bob will do a close combat attack. For Nout, second will be another close combat attack. And he will gain an extra action to give him another attack. The defensive value's certainly been working for Bob this time. Following our theme, this Necromutant's going to activate, and he's going to do close combat, which he can't do, so he's going to shoot at Big Bob. So we come back down here. Necromutant is 3 white dice and gets nothing. Second action, first on the list is going to be shoot again. Okay, armor save. So Big Bob, take 1 off. 2 wounds, and he too falls down and succumbs. The other one, we will try another action, which is move. 1, 2, 3. This Centurion took 2 moves to get to here, and he has another action left, so he will be shooting at Selena. You get 4 white dice for a Centurion in the shooting phase, and there's just the 1. So at the end of that, the Imperial Doom Troopers of Selena Kingsfield and Edward S. Murdoch drag Big Bob Watson and Mitch Hunter out, ready for their next mission. And we won. I hope you've enjoyed watching this first mission playthrough over 2 videos, and I will be doing the next mission fairly soon. Sorry about the odd mistakes, but this is, even after reading the rule book a number of times, it still needs to be played to understand, and I think it's a fantastic game. Really enjoyed the solo and couldn't believe how fluid it was. I can't believe the capital went down, but they keep their promotion points, which they're on 9, and we progress as Imperial, and in the next mission we'll see what happens with the slightly improved stats. Again, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope you look forward to seeing more. Take care. Bye.